Hello friends, hi. Welcome to my YouTube channel which is called Odia Girl of Substance. As you all know, in most of my video I discuss about female health, hygiene and wellness. Today's video is very personal, it is very intimate and it is very off the record, but since I have come a long way where I have discussed a lot of stuff which are very personal, so I thought I will share a very personal story with you. And while I tell this story through my journey, I would also help those girls who are in school, who are less aware about periods and are going to have their first period, and they are going to face a lot of problem and they are unaware what they can do. So through my video I'm going to help those girls. Yes, the story is very personal. The story is my story. I'm going to share the story of my first periods, what happened and how did I deal with it. So let's address the elephant in the room. It's first periods, friends. It's a very big deal. I'm sure, like me, most of my friends and you who are listening to me today were unaware about their first period and they hardly knew what it was. Like I come from a very small town, a small city that is still city called Raurkela, and I was in a co-ed school till my 10th standard. When I had my first periods, I was in standard 6. I was that small, yes. So what happened that day was our PT day, and I was wearing my white PT dress, and I was playing basketball. As usual, I was playing with friends, and suddenly when I went to pee, I realized that something red is coming, and my PT dress was almost stained with blood. I did not know what to do. I panicked. I did not know what to do. I had no idea. Neither my mother nor my sisters or nobody had actually spoken to me previously about this, so I had no clue. Neither my friends have ever discussed because obviously we were very small, so this topic was never, there was never a topic for discussion. So what did I do? I simply, thankfully, it was winters and I was having a sweater on, so I just removed my sweater and I just tied it around my vest. So that is how I managed to cover up the stain that was there on my PT dress. But I was feeling very uncomfortable, very unhealthy. All the time while the teacher was teaching, my mind was there that what has happened to me. I was not able to figure out what to do. I was really confused, was panic, was nervous, and then I reached my home, and then even there I did not manage to speak to anyone. I was very shy. I could not tell anyone what has happened. It was all of a sudden that after I went to the bathroom to pee, my mother went and she noticed red stains, and it was then she managed and she understood that what exactly it was. So now the story began. She told me that it is your first periods, and I had no clue. She neither told me, she did not tell me why it happens, when it happens, and what is the reason. I could not understand why it was happening to me. I was really pissed off that why it happened to me. So as she said, she gave me, it would sound very strange. I'm a 90s girl, and I don't know if my friends managed to get pads that time. I did not manage to get a pad. I started my periods in Hindi word, if I say, with kapda, that is with a cotton cloth that was torn from my mother's sari, and she gave me, and there was even a cotton string that was torn from her sari. I tied it on my vest, and then I wore the cloth around, and above that I wore my panty. So friends, one cotton cloth I wore for a day. In between, if it was very uncomfortable, then I went and changed another. That is how I managed till some, from standard 6 till standard 11. I managed with that. It was only after my 11th and during my 11th and 12th, when I came to convent school, I started using pads. Before that, I had no clue that there is something called a pad, and I used those cotton clothes. So just imagine, I was reading in a co-ed and I was that young, and wearing those cotton clothes was so uncomfortable, and nobody even knew that, and it was difficult. I still get worried and disturbed when I I when I recall those days when I wore those cotton cloths of my mother's sari to stop my bleeding. It was very difficult. I was so shy that I never spoke to a teacher. I never spoke to any of my friends. Even I had terrible cramp. Terrible means terrible. The pain was so severe that I was like, I would have been admitted, but I managed to, somehow control the pain. And there were at times when we had exams, and exams, it's of some 2 to 3 hours, and even if my cloth was wet, I had to wear and sit there and write my exam, and the moment I have to submit my paper and get up, I was like petrified, like how I'm going to get up, and what will happen. It was terrible. So, and those are very difficult days, very very difficult days, and I cannot explain how it was. And coming from a very small town, and uh, things were very very difficult. Now things are far better. We have pads, we have tampons, we have menstrual cup, we have so many things. Ask me who has one clothes. It is very disturbing. There were times when I could not hold myself. I was like, why God, why have you given it to me? So friends, today's video, after sharing this the real life incident which I have gone through, I am going to help those girls who are in a similar situation, who are very young, who are going to have their first periods but they are not aware. So let's start. So the biggest problem that I faced was I was not aware. I was very shy. I could not speak to my friends. I could not inform teachers. So first step, please girls, share this video with all the girls. They need to know. If you are as small as I am, like like I was in my 6th standard when I had my period. So if girls who are uh, after 5th standard, I insist on all the parents, elder sisters, teachers, take this topic up in the class, discuss with them, tell them they are going to have this, why they are going to have it. Don't be nervous, face it, and be proud that you are a woman. You are a woman who can give birth because of the periods. Be proud of it. So first and foremost, go to your teacher or your best friend or your school nurse and just say that you are having this, you are not aware what it is. Ask them to tell them what has happened. If you can do this, nothing like it. They would help you with the supplies, with the pads, with tampons, whatever they have. Otherwise also, even if after discussing with them you're not feeling comfortable, it's still very uncomfortable, then make a call to your mother. Ask the school authority to make a call. Or in case your stains are very visible and you don't want to sit in the class, you want to just take her off and go to home, I would advise that don't do it, because this is very normal. It's going to happen to you. What you can do is ask your mom, call her up to get a spare uniform for you, because in India we have uniform. So in India we have uniform, and we have spares also. So you can ask your mom to get it for you. And I want to insist to all the schools in India to have lockers. Please, if you cannot have for boys, please have it for girls. If it is a co-ed, they need to have a locker where they can keep their pads, their extra panties, and some medicines, and if they need some chocolates they can store it, because you never know, first periods never come with a sign, so you have to do all this. So I insist schools to have lockers for girls, please. Okay, so first is this is one thing you can do. Second, if you're watching this video, moms, if you're watching, please take it seriously and so show this video to your daughters who are, even they are in standard 5. Please help them understand about it, and if they understand, then you don't know when the puberty hits, because puberty is not defined. It can, like, I had it when I was in my 6th standard, my sister had it when she was in 5th standard, my uh, another sister, she had it when she was in the 10th standard. So puberty is not defined, it can happen to anyone at any time. So what you can do is, when mothers, especially moms, if you feel that your daughter is approaching that puberty age, what you can do is, first and foremost, make her understand, and then, as I said, school should have locker. Start accumulating important stuffs for her in her locker. Even you can have a spare dress for her there, apart from the tampons, pads, whatever she is comfortable, and medicine for the cramps, because first period is terrible, you will have terrible cramps. So this keeping in store is very important. Another thing that one can do is always carry a sweatshirt. I know it's very difficult to carry always. Keep it in the locker, a sweatshirt. As immediately when you have stains, if you don't have a spare dress, then you can just wrap it around. As I mentioned, I wrapped the sweater. I was lucky enough because it was winter, so I could wrap the sweater. What you can do is you can wrap the sweatshirt. This is one. Then if still there are girls who are not aware, and moms haven't said them what to do, they don't have lockers, they cannot keep the supplies in advance, then what they can do is simply, I'm sure there would be toilet rolls in the school bathroom. So what you can do is wrap the toilet roll on your panty, at least 10 wraps. After 10 wraps, make another 10 wrap, as thick as you can. I'm sure this is not going to help you for long, but it will help you a little bit to manage through the day. That is the utmost one can do. So the reason for making this video was, friend, as I suffered and I still have that trauma back in my mind of my first period, and all the while, all the years I went through in handling it, I don't want other girls to go through the same situation. So in my video, I'm making a small request. Please moms, please elder sisters, please school, I request all of you to make girls aware, especially schools. Please have lockers for girls. What will they do? Help them get out of this embarrassing situation. So friends, in case you liked my video, and even if you don't like my video, if you found it really informative, then please share with girls. I want teenager girls, teen girls, to not go through this situation which I have gone through, like other girls of my age have gone through. So come on, just spread awareness, help others to come over this. And I would wait for your messages. Do write to me and share your first period story. I will keep them posted. Thank you.